Well, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Kitchen Table TCG. My name is Louie. It is an absolute beautiful day here in West Virginia. I hope it's a great day wherever you are. I figured we'd shoot outside. Yesterday we did one in the shop. I didn't want to hang out in the basement today. I was looking outside. I was like, it's too nice out. It's too nice out. All right, so today we are going to talk about second releases, second sets, restocks. We're going to talk about the supply issues in the TCG world as it stands kind of today. And I'm gonna give you guys some of my thoughts on leading that. As a consumer, what you should expect and looking into how to order these products and that kind of thing. So I'm gonna focus this in, we've got Sorcery, Arthurian Legends coming out later this year. We've got Star Wars Unlimited, their second set coming out sooner than that. And then in a couple of weeks, we have the fourth set for Lorcana. None of this really matters for Magicthegathering because Magic is its own thing, right? Like we're already in the ebbs and flows of Magic after 30 years. But what we're learning in this new environment of TCGs, where there's so many active and successful TCGs right now going on in the world, what we're learning is that the supply of the products initially is really, really tough to gauge. Star Wars Unlimited being a prime example, Sorcery Alpha and Beta. Even Sorcery Alpha is a weird one because they kickstarted it and it was essentially print to demand, but then the demand skyrocketed. And so then they tried to figure out what the demand for Beta was, and that's going up now. And it's still, stores aren't able to get product. Star Wars Unlimited, though, was a great example of a game who didn't understand their demand. They printed boxes. Those boxes were low for a while, and then as soon as boxes dried up, boxes have gone to upwards of $200 now. And they just came out yesterday and announced that there's not going to be a significant restock until Christmas, until the holiday season of set 1, and that they're putting all their energy into printing set 2. And so what they would have spent the time reprinting set 1, they are putting into increasing the supply for set 2 so they don't have the same issue. And whether or not that is good or bad, I don't know. I'm glad I don't have to make those decisions, but it will change your perspective of things as a consumer, and that's what I want to talk about. The first thing I want to talk about is honing in your expectations of what will happen with those sets. If you look at set 1, we'll use Star Wars as an example. I think you could probably use Sorcery Beta too. If you look at set 1 as an example, and if you expect the market to behave the same way for set 2 as it did for set 1, you're gonna be in for a bad day. The distributors and the companies producing these games, they want to sell as many boxes as possible. This is a business. If they see the demand of their product is completely completely on fire, they want to print to a degree to meet that demand. And I think that is the best organic growth of a company and to do whatever, to meet the demand as it stands when you need to hit the print button. That would be my philosophy if I was a game designer. I would say, I want to meet the demand. I don't want to exceed product. I don't want product to exceed the demand, but I want to meet the demand at the time when I need to hit print. And maybe that's a little bit undersupplied, but at the end of the day, to meet the demand of the current consumers. And if you're able to meet the demand, what's going to happen is, as a consumer, if you are buying product with the expectation, if you're pre-ordering product with the expectation that that product is going to be worth twice as much as it is in 3 months, that's an unfair expectation to have of a game company or of as a seller. That's an unfair expectation for you to have of me as somebody who sells you product. If you have that expectation, you're gonna get burned eventually. So you have to taper back the amount of product that you order. And I mean, secretly, I don't want to tell you this, right? Like, I don't want to tell you to order less product from me. We will eventually have Arthurian Legends pre-orders up, and I want you to order as much Arthurian Legends as possible. But if you order Arthurian Legends or Star Wars Set 2 with the expectation that it's going to double or triple in value in a 3-month window, I think that's going to leave you feeling bad at the end of the road. That's going to leave you feeling. I've been in this world. First off, let me just say, I have done this. I have been on the other side of the camera, and I have felt bad about this. I have felt angry at the stores and whatever. And that's why I want to hone in your expectations, because we are no longer in the pandemic when printing to the supply was difficult. Right now, the hard part is gauging your demand. Right now, it's not hard to print X number of boxes. They can do that as long as they have the window and the time to do so. All these companies can hit the box and triple the amount of print run. It's just they need the time, the lean time, and ahead of time. That was a lot of the word time. But the problem is, if you order with the expectation of things doubling, and so you order 3 or 4 times the boxes that you need, it's gonna feel bad. And I think that's the first hone thing I wanna say. The second thing is, from a collector standpoint, and this is why this happens too. In my opinion, from a collector standpoint, the collectability of a product goes down the more releases that you get into the line. So this is historical data. This is, if you look at any kind of trading card game, any kind of thing, this works for the most part. There's a couple of, like Pokemon, there may be a few, like Legendary Collection might be one of those weird things where like the boxes are worth more than some of the other products. But the further down the line you get, typically the less collectible a product is, because again, A, print supply usually is higher. B, the availability of product then is higher. And it's just the last kind of the idea is that people have gotten used to buying the product and seeing it as a collector, so they hold more product. And so from that point, you have a decrease in demand from the collectability side as you go down the line. Now, your second set, like I think Arthurian Legends and Star Wars Set 2 is still going to be extremely in high demand from those collectors. I still think Lorcana Set 4, Lorcana has amazed me that they have been able to keep the collectability going in their game over and over from set to set. Let's hope that holds on for Set 4. Shout out to George, who's always worried about Set 4s. We've seen Set 4s historically be kind of negative in the collectible industry. But if you can generate as a game designer significant interest, that's a good win, but you will never generate the same interest level in collecting for Set 2 or 3 as you did for Set 1 or for Alpha. In other words, maybe even for beta for Sorcery. In other words, you will never have the same level of excitement for collectability as you did back then. And that's why these game companies have such a hard time gauging their demand, because it's really hard to gauge the demand of a product that was in alpha or first set or whatever and compare that to Set 4. Because typically the Set 4 or Set 3, those types of consumers who really like that tend to be more on the playing side more than the collecting side. So there's a different gauge of demand there. And so again, you need to hone in your expectations and order things, not avoid ordering things, but order things with the expectation that you'll probably be able to get more product, that you don't need to go all in all the time, 100,000%. You can just scale it up. That's my gut feeling on how to order as a consumer for sets 2, 3, and 4. I might be wrong, but I rather be, listen, I have gotten burned by being on the other side before, and I don't want that to happen to you guys. So just keep that all in mind. We will have, Sorcery, Arthurian Legends. When we have more data and more information on the set, we will have pre-orders for that up at gamegrove.gg. We'll have Set 2 for Star Wars as soon as we get allocation. I'm going really hard on Set 2 for Star Wars. This game is really good. It's been really popping in my store. We have a lot of people coming in asking for boxes. It feels the same as like Lorcana did initially. Lorcana has kind of weaned off, but there's still a ton of excitement. There's still a ton of people playing the game. The collectability side, people are still there. They still want 1 or 2 cases, but things have weaned off. I'm still going to order a lot of that. But at the end of the day, I think you have to hone in your expectations of this stuff to generate the demand it demanded early on, and know that the companies need to be able to be sustainable to continue to grow long term. So they should print more boxes. Sorcery should print more boxes of Arthurian Legends than they printed of beta. Arthurian Legends should be more readily available for a longer period of time than beta was. That doesn't make it not collectible. It just means that it's a company and a business and not a get-rich-quick scheme for you as a consumer. and they should scale it. They shouldn't print a massive ton of boxes. They shouldn't 4, 5, 10x their boxes, but they should scale it to grow so that the community can get boxes and so that the game can grow organically. Again, I know I'm going to get some hate in the comment section from collectors who just want things to be free tendies, but at the end of the day, scaling your growth is really important. And I think these companies are going to do that. And I think you will see an initial shockwave of that, and don't get burned by that. So those are my thoughts. I hope you will leave your thoughts in the comment section below. If you wanted to discuss all these games, you can head over to KitchenTableTCG.com and join the Discord server where you can get access to hanging out and chatting in all the groups. It's free, there's no access thing. But if you do want to support the channel, you can do that as a blue wizard or as a gold wizard. Blue wizard is just kind of general support. You'll get a little bit of a discount on pre-order products as we get down the line. And you will also then get access to box breaks and stuff. And if you want to support at a gold wizard tier, that gets you access to product that is readily available, not pre-order, not that kind of stuff, but product that is readily available from distribution to reorder. You get that at cost, and so that's a lot of fun. So I hope you have yourself a great day. Be kind to the people around you. Enjoy this absolutely gorgeous day. We'll see you again next video.